What can we learn from St. Ambrose today? Well, he had a servant's heart for sure. He gave himself totally for the sake of the church. And his busyness as a man of the people, as a man of the church, is certainly reflected in the character of his writings. He often needed to speak or write plainly and to the point. He didn't have time to mess around. He did so, however, with great insight and eloquence, since he was gifted with great speech and rhetoric by God. He served the truth of Christ and the church all of his days, and he did whatever he could to protect the church from heresy. His reputation in his day was of a great servant of the people, and he, because of his guidance in this tumultuous time of the church in which he lived, has been known as a doctor of the church, a title which has been given to other wonderful saints in our tradition like St. Jerome and St. Augustine and St. Gregory the Great. As a doctor of the church, his official witness to the teachings of the church is exemplary, and it really shows us how we can likewise share the gospel with others. His writings have been invoked by popes, church councils, and many who point to him as one of the best to clearly explain the truth of Scripture and the teachings of the church. What kind of writer was he, though? Augustine was certainly inspired by St. Ambrose in a lot of his qualities. Ambrose himself was very much a servant of the church in what he wrote, so he didn't have a lot of time to just do some personal writing and explore whatever he wanted to. He was very focused on delivering the message his people needed at the time from what he himself received from the church. So he wasn't claiming to come up with new ideas or new doctrines. He was simply taking what he had received from the church and, to the best of his God-given ability, share it with others. He was a great administrator as a governor before becoming bishop, and then certainly as a bishop. And his writings certainly show that he was a clearly well-managed administrator. In all of his official life and function, he sort of wrote these things down to explore the church's life. His writings, most of them are homilies, things that he prepared to speak to the church about, and these writings were eventually developed from notes that were taken by the people who listened to him. He wrote in many ways, speaking about doctrines, study of Scripture, where he really dove into the deep spiritual meaning of Scripture, not only the literal sense of what it means. He wrote a lot of letters to people about conducting official business, but also some personal letters as well. And there are some documents among his that speak to how he confronted heresy in his day. He tried to protect the church against the Arian heresy, teaching that Jesus is fully God, and he taught against the Novatian heresy, saying that the sacraments can heal people even when they sin, and bring them back into the church if they drift from it. So St. Ambrose gave a lot of his time and energy until the end of his days to benefit the church in his day, and he serves as a model for us today. We're going to start a new series in our adult faith formation program, starting this coming Sunday in our chapel. We're going to, in advance of the upcoming election, look at faithful citizenship and political theology. In a nonpartisan way, we're going to look at who we could potentially vote for, what are the issues, according to Catholic social teaching, that matter most, and what does religion have to do with politics anyway? If you're interested in such things ahead of this election, come join us this coming Sunday as well as the next 2 Sundays in our chapel. I hope to see you there.